Hello dear friends, this is Dr. Deeptesh Patel and I'll be teaching you jet propulsion and aircraft engineering. This is lecture 1 of principles of jet propulsion. In this video lecture, I'm going to cover a certain subtopics such as fundamental of aircraft propulsion, classification of propulsive engine and applications of propulsive engine. So let's begin with the fundamental of jet propulsion. Basically, a jet engine, that is an engine that burns on the fuels and produces the exhaust gases which is used to partially expand for the turning of turbine, while the remaining gases are used to be expanded in nozzles which produce thrust. And the whole concept is worked on two basic principles: Newton's second law and Newton's third law of motions. Now since we know that Newton's second law, which is force is the product of mass multiplied by the acceleration. So basically it states that force of an object is equal to its mass times its accelerations. And Newton's third law derives that every action has always equal and opposite reactions. Now these two laws are working behind the overall working of the aircraft propulsion system. Now let's see the working principles of jet propulsion. You can see the schematic diagram of jet engine. It has a 5 major component: diffuser, compressor, combustion chamber, turbine and nozzle. Whenever the momentum is applied to a mass of fluid, a reaction occurs and it gives propulsive force in the opposite directions of fluid flow. A jet propulsion engine is a reaction engine that discharges a fast moving jet of fluid to generate thrust in the opposite direction of the jet to propel the aircraft. So now first of all understand how does that work. First of all, the atmospheric air is taken from the atmosphere which is entered through the diffuser. In diffuser, this air which is entering with the high velocity is converted into the high pressure. Then it enters into the compressor. In compressor, the pressure is further increased with the help of rotating blade. Afterward, these high pressure air enters into the combustion chamber where fuel is supplied, and with the help of proper ignition system, the mixture of air and fuels is ignited inside the combustion chamber, and because of the combustion, the high temperature and high pressure flue gases are generated. Now these gases are partially expanded in turbine. Here we have to understand that the function of turbine is to only run compressor and other auxiliary devices. So only the partial amount of gases are expanded in turbine, while the remaining would goes to the nozzle, where the further expansions of flue gases takes place, and these gases or the high pressure gases is converted into the high velocity. Because of that, we'll get the jet of exhaust gases at the exit of the nozzles, and which provide the thrust in opposite directions. So in jet propulsion engine, basically, since we have understood, the propulsive power is not produced by the gas turbine, but it is only used to drive the compressor and other auxiliary equipment. Hence net work output of a jet propulsion cycle is zero. The constant gas that exit in the turbine at relatively higher pressure and temperature are subsequently passed through nozzle, so that the gas with increased velocity in the form of jet comes out into the atmosphere, and its reaction in the opposite directions give the propulsive force to propel the aircraft. as you can see in diagram. Now, a propeller discharges the gases at a very high velocity in a large mass of atmospheric air. Since the large mass of atmospheric air cannot be displaced by these gases, thus a reactive force is produced which propels the aircraft into the forwarding motion or the opposite direction of the jet. Now we need to understand that concepts too. Let me give you a simple examples. While we are walking on the street, what we basically do, we are trying to push the large mass of land into the backward directions. Since we cannot display the large mass of earth, and therefore we would have a reactive force in opposite directions, and we can move our body into the forwarding motions. So this is basically same principles which is implied here. You can use the same principles for the propulsive of the boat or ship as well. The open cycle gas turbine is almost suitable for jet propulsion, in which the power developed by turbine is used only to drive the compressor and auxiliary equipments. Then further expansion of working fluid takes place in the nozzles, which is placed just after the turbine, and this unit will serve as a jet propulsion device, which is shown in this schematic diagram over here. Now you can see the actual diagram of the jet engines. It's a cut sections. So basically it is divided in two different parts, cold section and hot sections. You can see the intake, which is also known as the diffuser that we have seen in previous slide, from where the atmospheric air is taking in. Because of the gradually increasing area, the high velocity air which is entering gets converted into the high pressure. Then after, it enters into the compressor, where compressions takes place in number of stages. So you can see the number of blades over there. So basically compressor is divided in three different stages, like low pressure and intermediate pressure and the high pressure. Once the compressions takes place, the velocity gets converted into the pressure, and this high pressure air enters into the hot section. And the first component of the hot section is combustion chamber, where fuel is injected. Afterward, the proper mixing of air and fuel takes place, and this fuel, with the presence of oxygen in atmospheric air, is ignited with the help of flame holder, and due to that the combustion takes place, and we'll get the combustible gases. The gases, flue gases, which is also known as the flue gases. These flue gases is then enters into the turbine, where the partial expansion of the flue gas is generated, as we have discussed earlier, because the role of turbine is to run the compressor and other auxiliary devices only. Afterward, the remaining gases would goes to the nozzle. Nozzle is having gradually reducing area, and due to that these high pressure and high temperature gases would be converted into the high velocity jet, and these jet provide the propulsive force or the thrust into the forwarding motion. Now let's go through the classifications of propulsive system. So all the propulsive engine basically classified in two main categories: air breathing jet engine and non-air breathing jet engine. Air breathing jet engine are the engine which takes the atmospheric air for the combustions of the gases, while non-air breathing jet engine do not take atmospheric air for the combustion of gases. It carry its own oxygens in the form of oxidizers, and the examples is rocket engine. Since rocket has to travel in a space where the adequate amount of the oxygens may not be available, and due to that it has to carry its own oxygens. Now air breathing jet engine is further classified as IC engine driven propulsive system, ramming effect propulsive system, and gas turbine propulsive system. IC engine driven propulsive system, in which the engine is driven by the IC engine, So it is also known as the reciprocating propulsive system as well. And few helicopters, they use such kind of the propulsive system. The second one is ramming effect propulsive system. In ramming effect propulsive system, they do not have any rotating parts. So the diffuser is used to increase the pressure only. They do not have compressor or the turbine. And the third one is a gas turbine propulsive system, which we have seen in the slides. Now, ramming effect propulsive system can further classified as a steady combustion system and intermittent combustion system. In steady combustion system, the combustion takes place in steady manners, and the example is ramjet engine. While the intermittent combustion system, in which the combustion takes place in pulsative manner, such we have seen in IC engine, and the example is pulse jet engine. On the other hand, the gas turbine propulsive system can be further classified as turbojet engine with afterburner, turboprop engine, and turbofan engine, which is basically mostly used for commercial aircrafts, military aircrafts, and even for the turbo cargo planes. If you look at the other end, non-air breathing engine, which can be further classified as solid propellant rocket and liquid propellant rocket. Now, this classification is based on the types of fuel they use for the combustion. So, this is all the classification of propulsive system. We are going to see each of these examples in detail later in this video lecture. Next one is the various applications of the jet engine, or where jet engine can be used. So the first application here is a commercial aircraft. You can see the couple of engines attached with the wings. So this is nothing but a jet engine which is used for the commercial aircraft. Then business and personal jet that also use the jet engines. Then military aircraft, where the jet engine can be used with the afterburner with certain modifications, and they basically fly at the supersonic speed. It can be also used in helicopters. Some helicopters use IC engine driven propulsive system also. Then military tanks, where jet propulsion can be used. Like jet engine has an ability to generate the large amount of thrust. So military tanks are also use jet engine. Then tractor pulling system. You might have seen the pulling tractors to pull the aircraft at uh, various places. So tractor pulling is also used the jet engine. And the last one is a speedboats. So some speedboats which is flying at the which is sailing at the very high speed, they use the jet engine as well. So this is all at the moment. If you have any doubt, you can write down in the comment box. Thank you very much.